cold outside, but the fire keeps us warm. We can spend the night.
Hey guys, I wanted to jump on to give you guys a update on my tummy tuck and where I am, my progress, how I feel, and I wanted to talk to you guys about 10 things I wish I would have known before I got the tummy tuck, and that probably would have helped me out along my journey in my tummy tuck recovery. Okay, so here I am. This is my update. I am 14 months post-op. I had the tummy tuck, the extended tummy tuck. I had a fat transfer in my boobs. So it was actually a mommy makeover, actually, because it was a natural breast lift. So I had the fat transfer to my boobs. I had lipo in my thighs, my back, my, like, all of this up here. Yes, so I am 14 months post-op. I'm super excited about my results. As you can see, I could wear a crop top. I don't necessarily like how high my belly button is, but I can deal with that compared to everything else that I had to deal with before the mommy makeovers. I can deal with a high belly button. It doesn't cause me any issues. But this is where I'm at. I'm loving it. I can wear crop tops. I am flat snatched. I don't have to suck in anymore. My scar is healing really, really well. I don't use or haven't used the scar therapy in a while. It's been a few months. I've just been struggling now. I will say that I am struggling with fat necrosis in my breast, which anybody that has fat transfers to any part of their body, whether it is their boobs or their butt or thighs or wherever you will get a fat transfer. Some people get fat transfer in their neck, their cheekbones, wherever. I have fat necrosis, which is the death of fat cells, that they don't catch a blood supply. And it is painful, y'all. It's painful. I've been dealing with it since April of 2022. It is now November of 2022. There is only a couple things that can be done to correct it. That's a whole nother video. I am not going to do any of the processes to correct it other than massages, hot compresses, and ibuprofen. I'm not doing any more surgery. I do not want to be cut on anymore. I am not interested. I enjoy how I feel. I enjoy how I look. So what I got right now is what we finna have, okay? Alright, so that's that. Alright, so we're going to talk about 10 things that I wish I would have known before I got my mommy makeover, and that could possibly help somebody else along their journey. The first thing that I wish I would have known was that the recovery is not just 2 months. The recovery process is as long as the recovery process is going to be. I am still in recovery. I still don't have full feeling sensations in my abdomen. Like, I still have a tightness that I feel all the time. It's not constant. It's off and on. Some days I bloat, some days it's just off and on. I wish I would have known that my recovery was going to be fluctuating or a flexible timeline. I did not know that I would still be in recovery at 14 months. So I wish the doctors would have explained that the recovery process is different for everybody, and the length of time is contingent upon however your body responds to the actual surgery. So that's the first thing. It take however long it take, y'all. However long it take, that's how long it's going to take for you to recover from your surgery, okay? Don't go in thinking in 2 months you're going to be standing up straight, no pain, no issues, no nerve issues, no tightness, pulling, phantom feelings on the inside, phantom fat, and however long it takes is however long it's going to take. That's on everything. I put that on my mama. Like, I am 14 months recovery, and this still hurts on days. Wearing a faja is sometimes the only thing that gives me comfort, and you got to do what you got to do to make yourself feel better in those times, okay? So that's the first thing. Recovery time is the recovery time, okay? The second thing that I wish I would have known prior to, and that would have helped me afterwards, is that only waiting 2 months to drink alcohol, whether it's wine or like real alcohol like vodka or whatever, that is, no, the bloating that comes from drinking wine and alcohol is serious, and it still happens. Nobody told me that it would still be happening. Every time I drink wine, I get bloated, still to this day. I don't know how long it's going to take to get over that. I don't know how long it's going to be before it's done, but every single time that I drink any kind of alcoholic beverage, I swell. I swell every single time. Swell Hill is not the only time that you deal with swelling, just so that you know. The third thing that I wish I would have known was that sodium, period, from now until forever, is going to cause you to swell. So you're going to look like you gain weight. You're going to look like your stomach is fat. It's going to feel like you're going to stretch, and you're going to feel all of those different pains and sensations after sodium. And that's sodium of any kind, whether you're eating chips, whether you're eating crabs, whether you're eating shrimp, any kind of seafood that is high in sodium, any kind of snack that's high in sodium, any kind of food. Sodium is going to blow you up, boo-boo. And it's going to make you start second guessing whether or not it's a permanent thing. So I wish I would have known that, because it would have helped me, not get spaced out, psyched out, whatever. But yes, if I'd have known, I would have been better prepared for what to do as far as food is concerned. I would have been better prepared for what to do when it happened, like how to resolve the issue. Sodium. Just remember, sodium attracts fluid. So every time you eat salt of any type of degree, any measure, it's going to attract the fluid, and you are going to swell and bloat, and it's going to be uncomfortable, especially if you are in the early stages of your recovery. It's going to be super uncomfortable. So just know that sodium attracts fluid. Okay. The fourth thing that I wish I would have took into consideration was the mental health side of it. The mental health side of this process. Now, when I had lipo, it was one thing. Like, I thought I was crazy. But this process, you go through so many different iterations of mental health issues. Not everybody. Some people are just mentally sound. They don't have anxiety. They don't have anything. But if you are in the same category as me, where I am a worrywart and I am a hypochondriac, my mental health was severely affected, and I went through recovery during pandemic. So I was already isolated from my people, but then I was also like left to my own devices, looking at myself in the mirror and getting on the scale and worrying about all of the different things that contribute to how you feel about your body and yourself and your body, the perception of how you look. I really believe that I struggled with a severe case of body dysmorphia when I was going through recovery, because at one point I felt like my torso had shrunk. I felt like I looked like Frankenstein from the boobs down. I just felt weird. Like, I felt truncated. I felt like they literally chopped me in half, cut out a big chunk of my body and put me back together, and it made my torso longer, or my torso shorter, but my legs were still long and my arms were still long. So I felt weird. And it was nothing anybody could say to me that would make me feel better. I just felt weird. And nobody explained to me that I was going to go through that. Nobody can explain that to you, because they don't know, and you don't know. So I wasn't aware that I was going to go through that or experience that, but I did. And I experienced it in a major way. Like, even up until maybe a couple months ago, like, I was still struggling with how I felt like I looked and what I felt like I could or couldn't do. If I put on a one-piece jumper, I felt like certain parts of me still looked kind of weird. Like, you could see the scar where it keloided in the front in those bodysuits. Like, that's how pronounced the keloid was at one point. And I lost so much weight. So like now I think I'm gaining some of my weight back, but for a moment I lost so much weight that my butt got flat. I never had like fat transfer to my butt. I never had an issue with my butt or my hips or anything, but I got so small that I got square. Like I was boxed out. And that was not okay to me. I don't know about y'all, but that's not okay to me. So that really like did something to me. My husband would say little things like, your butt is gone, or you getting so small, you know, whatever anybody would say about me, it stayed with me for a long time, and I had to start talking to myself and letting myself know, look, no, you look fine, like everything's okay, this is just a part of the process, I'm not withering away to nothing. But that's what I felt like. I felt like I was literally withering away to nothing. I am down to 185 pounds. I started out at 225 pounds before I had my mama makeover. I'm down to 185, and that's without doing what I'm working out. That's without working out. That I don't eat that much anymore. Like my appetite is not huge. I eat just enough, and I'm already plant-based, so I don't even really eat like meat. So trying to find ways to get enough protein in and things, it's just weird and different, and my metabolism is super fast. So no matter what I eat, it's like my metabolism is in it. Like, I got it, I'm getting it, I'm eating it, girl, that's mine, it's yours. You know, like that's how it is. Like I'm struggling every day. I'm even to this day, I'm still struggling. Like it's a struggle not to stand on the scale in my bathroom because I want to be back at 200 pounds. That sounds weird to some people, but just hear me out, because I know what 200 pounds looks like after my mommy makeover, and that's where I wanted to be and stay. But my body had a different idea, and it decided to do something different. So I'm down to 185. I'm in a medium/large. I don't like everything about how my body is right now, but I'm working through it, and I'm, you know, dealing with my own level of body positivity, and you know, I'm just dealing with a lot of different things. I don't like being called skinny because I don't want to be skinny. I don't like being called small. I don't, it doesn't feel good. Like, even it feels just as bad to me when you say I'm small as it does to somebody that you call fat. So it's just different. And I don't have an eating disorder. I don't have any like weight disorders. It's just that my perception is skewed right now, and I'm working on it. So pray for me that it fixes itself some kind of way. Like I'm working on it. I'm in therapy, so my therapist is working with me on it. I don't even know what number I'm on. Number five. I wish I would have known everything about fat transfers before I had the fat transfer to my breast, or fat grafting to my breast. It took me going through CT scans and mammograms and MRIs and blood tests, and seeing a cancer surgeon, having a cancer scare, to realize that this is normal for somebody that had a fat transfer. The lumps, the swelling, the lymph node activity, or the friction in my lymph nodes. And it took being scared out of my mind and going through all of these different tests to figure this out. But I wish I would have had more information from my surgeon about fat transfers and fat necrosis, and you know, what could happen, what might happen, what might not happen, what to expect at the beginning, when to expect this to happen, so that when it does happen, I'm not caught off guard like I was. I was fine after my fat transfer until April. I had my fat transfer in September. So what's that? October, November, December, January, February, March, April. That's 7 months. I was 7 months recovered, and that's when I got my first sets of lumps in my breast. And I literally thought that I had breast cancer, and I was gonna have to tell my husband, my kids, and they were gonna have to live without me. That's what I thought. Going through sleepless nights, you know, stress, losing weight, which is not working. Like, I don't want to lose weight. So I went through a lot. I went through a lot of mental health issues surrounding that, like different like rashes and mastitis and cellulitis, like lots of things going on. But had I been informed more on what fat grafting was and what happens, I would have been better equipped and better prepared. I wish I would have, number 6, I wish I would have did more research on exactly what I was getting done. Like, I did research on the tummy tuck, and I did research on lipo. I definitely did not do research on the fat transfer, because I know people with BBLs get fat transfer from the lipo put into their behinds. So I did watch some of those things, but it's not the same, because it's not the same kind of limitations and restrictions after surgery. So I didn't really get the same information. So I wish I would have did just a little bit more research on my behalf on the procedure that I was getting, because I feel like I might have been a little bit more prepared. And the downtime and the negative portions of my recovery would have been better managed. Like, I managed my recovery poorly. So if I'd have known more, I would have been able to do better. So just know, if you are getting a procedure, make sure you do your due diligence in doing your research. Number 7, maybe I could have went somewhere else and got it done for less, because I feel like I spent a lot of money on what I got done. In total, with my lipo from before plus this mommy makeover, I spent over $24,000, and I wish I would have done more research, because I think I would have came out better on the cost side of it. So if I'd have done more research, or I spent more time researching everything and looking at doctors and costs and things, I probably could have came out better on it. I don't regret going to the doctor that I went to, because I think he did a great job. I really do feel like I look great. I feel amazing. He was right down the street. I didn't have to travel. I didn't have to get drains. I am super glad that I went with a doctor that did drainless. Super glad. So I guess that's number 8. Number 8, I'm glad that my doctor did drainless tummy tuck. Like, I don't know if I would have survived the drains. I don't know if I would have, because the pain that I was in by itself without having the drains was already a lot. But I definitely am super, super glad that I decided to go with a drainless procedure. And I wish that the friends that I had that went and got their tummy tucks and things in other places that did have drains, I wish that I would have been able to provide them with this option before they went, because they suffered tremendously. Number 9, I wish I would have told my family more. I did not tell everybody what I was getting done, not because I was ashamed or anything. It just happened so quick. Like, I made the decision so quick. So I had my surgery with Sonobello in December. My 6-month update was in June, I believe. And I didn't hear what I wanted to hear. Everything that was going on in that 6-month update, which I'll leave here, wherever, somewhere up here, I'll link the video. It was nothing that I wanted to hear. I was super discouraged, super distraught about where I was at my 6 months from Sonobello, and I was seeking out ways to correct the issues that I was having, not that they created, but that I was having. And the only way that I could do that was with a tummy tuck. So that was in July. I believe I had my consultation 2 weeks later with Luxury, and then I was booked and scheduled right after that. Like, I think I signed up for surgery in that date at the beginning of August, maybe. And yeah, because I only had 30 days because I had to do all of the blood work and stuff like that. So it was just so quick. Like the turnaround was just so quick that I didn't really have a lot of time to plan, and I didn't really want to tell everybody everything because some people get so nervous, like they're worse than me. I am a worry wall, but people, when they hear, oh, you being put to sleep and you're going under the knife and it's an elective surgery, it's cosmetic and it's not necessary, in their eyes it's not necessary, then they go through a whole other type of process of their mental health, and I don't want to be responsible for somebody else's mental health. So I didn't tell many people, but I wish I would have told more of my family so that they could have been here to spend time with me during my recovery, because that recovery process seemed very lonely and isolating because I couldn't really do anything or go anywhere, and it was already pandemic and COVID, so I wasn't really going anywhere anyway, and I relied a lot on my husband and my children, which my children are adults, but it just would have been easier to have more social visits with my family to make those days go past quicker, because I was probably down for about 3 weeks, unable to do much. So that is number 9. And number 10, if I had to do it all over again, I would. I definitely would. I just would be smarter and I would be doing it better, a lot better. I believe that pandemic was the perfect time for a lot of people to do plastic surgery, to do the corrections on their bodies to fix problems that they had or things that they discovered over time or whatever. Pandemic was perfect because you had nowhere to go. You couldn't do anything. So being locked down in your house made it easy and made it simple to be in the house, and you didn't feel like you missed anything. So I think for anybody that is seeking plastic surgery or cosmetic surgery to do corrective procedures, like mine was for hernia and muscle repair because I had 4 babies. If you are deciding to do something like a breast lift or implants or tummy tuck or mommy makeover, whatever it is that you're expecting to do, the winter might be a good time for you to do it as well, because being in the faja during the summer is not fun. Let's be clear. Being in the faja during the summer is not fun. Does not feel great. You probably will be naked and just have on the faja because it's hot. It is a full body type situation. It's hot. So I think that's the better time to do it is during the cold season. So fall, winter time, even early spring, because you probably are going to be in your apparatuses for about 2.5 months. And what better time to do that when it's cold and you have to wear extra clothes anyway. So if you do it during the cold season like snow, because you're stuck in the house anyway. So that's just my 2 cents. Those are the 10 things that I feel were important to me. I feel that you should know how I felt about it. It may be helpful to somebody else. I hope that you enjoy the information, or the information is useful or helpful to someone else. I am 14 months recovered. I feel amazing. I feel like I look amazing. Everybody's not, everybody don't like my makeup or whatever. I have a natural body. I don't have a super booty. I don't have super boobs. I just have a natural shape, which I am in love with. But that's not for everybody. Some people feel like, well, why didn't you go and get this done and get cinched in? I don't have that frame. The frame that you see underneath here, I don't have no fat. So what you see is just around my bones. It's my bones. I'm skin and bones at this point. I don't have no fat to grab. No fat. No fat. So I'm just big boned. Square. I don't know. I'm boxy. I guess that's what I am, boxy or whatever. But I love it. If I like it, I hope you love it. And if your decision is to have plastic surgery and do a mommy makeover, or just a tummy tuck, or lipo, or breast augmentation, whatever it is that you choose to do, I hope that you spend some time trying to figure out what the expectations are. You talk to your doctor to find out what you will look like, or what he believes you will look like when you come out of the surgery. Provide him with your expectations of what you believe you should look like when you come out of the surgery, so that everybody knows what's happening before you go in. And make sure you make a very informed decision, because what you don't want to happen is to be caught off guard like I was after the fact. So just know what you're getting yourself into. Know mentally that you are prepared to handle anything that comes mental health wise, because everybody is not strong enough to handle some of these attacks that come after you have these surgeries. Lipo was one thing. This could have took me out. It could have took me out. So I wanted to just give you guys a quick update. I will show you my scar. Let's see. So here is my scar. I don't know if you can see it, but this is my scar. It's healing great. This is where I keloided. Super. This makes me look fat, but I'm not fat. Keloided. This little part I've always had an issue with. Always. Like they say, it's not fat, that's cushioning organs, but this is where I am with my scar. So it's still from here all the way around here. It's not, it is jagged a little bit here. I don't even care about that because it's under my underwear. Like, this is where my underwear comes. So the scar fits neatly tucked under my underwear. So, and that's what I look like. Yeah, so that is my update. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.
Just us and no one else.